range pretty far for that one? Is that what made that one kind of unique, the ground that you covered robbing it?
Yeah, just another routine play.
You robbed him last year, also with JP on the mound. What do you kind of make of the fact that you've now taken 2 home runs away from him here?
It kind of sucks because he's from same country, Dominican. Obviously, that's some play, but between lines, it doesn't matter. And we just got to go out there and perform as best as we can.
You guys have been obviously playing some really good baseball lately. How do you kind of view this one in the context of what you've been doing?
Just kind of got away from us a little bit offensively. We cannot put it together as a whole group today, but one of those days, and we just regroup and get ready for tomorrow.
Is the key to make sure that it's just the one and you get back on the winning streak to not give that back at this point in the season?
Yeah, I have no doubt in that, especially how we have been feeling as a group, and it's just one step back to humbleness, and then we go again.
Randy Vasquez had his longest relief appearance tonight. What was the value of that length tonight, just in the midst of the pitching by committee approach that you guys are taking?
Yeah, we're going to need games like that from some of those guys. And Randy stepped up and threw a scoreless outing out there. Very efficient, not that many pitches, 4 2/3 I think scoreless. So great outing by him to save the rest of the pen and hopefully set them up for some success tomorrow.
As a whole, how would you assess what the pitching staff did tonight?
Yeah, I think we only gave up 4 runs. I think on most nights, we'll take 3 or 4 runs and try to outscore the other team. Today, Robbie Ray threw a really good game against us, and we weren't able to score any runs off of him.
With the offense tonight pretty quiet, what would you attribute that to? Is it Robbie Ray and the Giants pitchers, or was it?
Yeah, he's a good pitcher. He's having a good season. He wasn't like sharp tonight. He was definitely erratic. It was kind of that effectively wild thing that we talk about in baseball that makes it tough to hit. Felt like we were in a lot of good counts for a lot of the night, and then he just made pitches to get himself out of it, and we weren't able to really finish off the start of good at bats that we had, and snuck his way out of it and made some good pitches when we had runners in scoring position, humped up a little bit, and got some strikeouts.
I mean, you addressed it a little bit, but did it feel like a weird night like that? Like you guys were on the verge?
Yeah, it just felt like, he was going to walk a guy here, and they just never really did it. He had several guys 3-0. That's what I remember in my head from watching the game. We just felt like we were in a lot of advantage counts, and we weren't able to, punch through on those.
It's been a while since there's been one like that. I mean, you just chalk this one up?
Yeah,
it happens.
We weren't going to go the whole season scoring 6, 7, 8 runs, so it happens. Do we like it? No. And you try our hardest not to make that happen. The less it happens, the better off we are. And the good thing is it hasn't happened in a while, and hopefully it doesn't happen for another stretch of time. I feel like if push these far apart from away from each other, we'll be doing just fine.
What was your advantage on Tatis' home run robbery?
He did everything amazing except it didn't stick the landing. So he's probably disappointed about it. He makes everything look so smooth and easy. It just shows you how difficult that is. But that short wall out there looked like he could have jumped over or hurdled the wall and still caught the ball. But just showing off his amazing athletic skills and how he can change the game and impact the game on many sides of baseball.
You touched on it a little already, but for Randy to have done what he did, how important is it going to be to get that given this strategy? I guess one of the burdens of the strategy could be putting too much tax on some of your relievers. So for Randy to do that, what is that?
Yeah, I would say that's probably the biggest downfall of the strategy is just wearing people out, and you're just not able to finish games properly. And we were able to lose in a good manner tonight. It stinks to lose, but sometimes if you lose properly, it sets you up better for the next day and the days going forward. And so hopefully, Randy's outing is that type of outing for us. And I think, for him, hopefully he goes home and thinks, yeah, I pitched great. And one is I helped our team win the next 2 or 3 games.
Craig, just it stinks to lose. After a 5-winning streak, you guys just had how hard is to get a loss like this one?
Yeah, we won 5 in a row. It was a good stretch. We've been playing good baseball. We're not going to win every game the rest of the year, so we got to kind of keep it in perspective and get back at it tomorrow and be at our best.
My next question is in 2 parts. Manny just got a milestone, 2,000 career games. In a loss like you guys just had, how hard would you think it's to put into perspective that milestone that he just accomplished?
I don't think it's hard, win or lose. I think, of those 2,000 games, he's probably won half of them and lost half of them, and that's just the way baseball goes. Play enough games, it kind of evens out. But I think him being able to look back and be like, man, that's a lot of games, and he's been able to be on the field for a ton of games. I think that's one of his greatest attributes, is that he always posts and he's always able to play, and then he's always able to play at a high level. So he's played 2,000 games at a very high level, which is pretty amazing, and I know he's got a lot more games in him.
And the second part about that, more than half of those games have been being part of the San Diego organization. I know pretty much every single guy in here knows a bit how much does having a guy like that means for you in the clubhouse.
Yeah, for sure. I think, just looking at how many fans show up to our games compared to when before we had Manny and after we had Manny, I think that has a lot to do with that. Manny is definitely a star, and people will come out to watch him play baseball. He's great at it. It's fun to watch him take at bats. It's fun to watch him play third base. We're lucky to have him in San Diego.